Today we're discussing economics, and as such, I have my economic attire on. I'm not sure about you, but I like my politics and my economics separate. And as such, this video will not be political, but rather just an economic and historical overview over tariffs to see if they do work, see if they have ever worked. Now, I think I should describe to you how tariffs work real quick. Now, I'm not going to sit here and give you a definition of tariffs. You can go find smarter people to do that. But I'm just going to leave you with this simple fact. Businesses do not want to lose money. I think we all know how the corporate world works. If businesses start losing money, people lose their jobs, and people don't want to lose their jobs, so they're going to find ways to make the company money. Tariffs increase the prices for the consumers through increasing the prices from the providers. The providers are not going to lose income margin. They're not going to lose money. They're only going to gain. So yes, technically the providers have to pay tariffs, but they don't. The companies don't pay tariffs. They just mark that up in their prices. They just mark the prices back up. So without further ado, let's get into the history of tariffs. One of the first tariffs, basically right after the Constitution was written and we really had the ability to enable tariffs, was the Hamilton Tariff in 1789. And this caused the 1789 panic, which lasted roughly about 4 years. Now, before I get into this real heavily, I think I should mention that some of these tariffs cause panics and depressions, and then some of them would extend it. You know, not all of them cause, some extend. Now, example for the 1789, it was a coinage panic. Coinage panic should be very simply resolved by the government, but obviously because of your tariffs, a little harder to resolve. The next one, which caused one of the first depressions in United States history, was the 1807 Embargo Act passed by Thomas Jefferson. This basically eliminated trade, and as such, just put us into a 3-year depression, one of the first in United States history. Then you have the Tariff of 1824, which led to the 1825-26 recession. And then you have another big one, the Tariff of Abominations in 1828, which, as you know, led to the South Carolina nullification crisis, and as well led to a recession in 1828 and 1829. Then you have a little short period of time where Democrats take office and they kind of cut back on the tariffs. And then your Republicans take office again in 1842 and they pass the Tariff of 1842. And this extends the recession from 1839 to 1843. Then you have another big one, the Walker Tariff in 1846, which led to a recession in 1847 and 1848. Then you have your Civil War, which you're not going to really have a lot of tariffs then. And even if you do, I'm not going to count that as recessions because you're divided in two. So I'm not going to count a recession. So you have your Civil War, and then after your Civil War, your next major tariff would be the Dingley Tariff, which caused a recession from 1899 to 1900. Then you had two tariffs, one in 1909, one in 1921. Both caused a 1-year panic. The 1909 tariff caused a 1-year panic, and the 1921 tariff caused a 1-year depression. And then one of the biggest tariffs and one of the biggest depressions of all time, 1930 Smoot-Hawley tariff, widely considered to be one of the causing factors for the Great Depression, which was from 1929 to 1933. So, as you can see, a lot of tariffs in history. Not all of them caused depressions, panics, recessions, and stuff like that. But really, what's caused your panics and recession was your tariffs of high interest tariffs. So your tariffs getting to 20%, 40%, like your Hamilton tariff. your Embargo Act, your Tariff of Abominations, Walker Tariff, your tariffs that are like 40%, 50%, Smoot-Hawley tariff, that's up there 80%, 100%. So your really large tariffs, I think, is what causes your recessions and your depressions and stuff like that. Now you might ask, why is there no more tariffs after the Great Depression and World War II? That's because after World War II, a lot of your supernatural organizations started to develop, like NATO and stuff like that, and your GAAT, which pretty much limited the tariffs in the modern capitalist world because people understood that it was bad for capitalism. You can't just go keep hitting tariffs on people because that's not good for trade. So tariffs kind of went down, and we're kind of starting to see a reemergence of them, actually. Again, this video is not political. Not saying Donald Trump's doing a good job. Not saying he's doing a bad job. That's your own decision. Just saying we're seeing a reemergence of tariffs with our current political state. And all I'm going to say, for the last little bit, you would have more luck seeing green in the Sahara Desert than you would on the stock market. Now, is this because of the tariffs? That's for you to decide. Take a look at the historics and take a look at the economics, and you decide for yourself. But then I will say again, here just recently, today, the stock market shot back up, surged by like 3,000 points because Trump called off the tariffs. He extended the date to when they would take place, and the stock market surged 3,000 points simply because of tariffs. So if the stock market is going down and up because of tariffs, I think that it's very clear that tariffs have a big implication on the stock market and the economy as a whole. And as I said, how tariffs work, tariffs, one country says you're going to have to pay me to bring stuff into my country. Now, obviously, a company is not going to lose money, so they just jack up the prices for the consumer, causing inflation, which is bad for the economy, which causes the stock market to go down. Basically, is tariffs in a nutshell. So are tariffs bad? Are tariffs good? I don't know. I never make a decision for you. You make your own decision based on the economics and the history. Do tariffs work? I think they could at low rates. Tariffs would most likely work. When you start getting high tariffs, as we said, the Hamilton embargo, Dingley, Walker, Smoot-Hawley, those 50%, those 80%, that's when you're looking at deep recessions, deep panics, and deep depressions. So that stuff's definitely not good, and something to take a look at in modern political scenes and post-political scenes, just to make the comparison. That's going to be about it. Stay safe and stay hydrated.